Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger, and that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Irovetti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Irovetti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
Probably, yes. But this evidence is circumstantial at best. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
They both came to your aid, Lady Jamandi. But a liar's cunning knows no bounds. I've never met these two or their companions. For all I know, they're all conspiring spies.
How could you say that? We fought together. We literally went through fire together. And then you vanished into thin air. After you promised you'd wait.
My words might be rash.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand... He's got the eyes of a spy, and the mug of a spy!
Lady Aldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
Is it not insane to be faced with death and stop to question whether you may be breaking some law or rule? Our leader acted wisely.
There is a difference between initiative taken in battle and blatant arrogation. How can someone who disregards authorities be a leader himself?
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here? He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
Trying to save others is commendable, but Tartuccio's right. You were needed here more.
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but... he behaved decently, as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the 2 teams would you prefer to accompany?
If Tartuccio allows, I would join his team. Forgive me.
And I like our leader. What wisdom lies in minding orders, laws, and rules in the face of oblivion, knowing not whether you'll be alive tomorrow? I will go with his team.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak. Those like Tartuccio.
Ugh, Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
As for me, I know neither of these two. At least, not well enough. and I have no wish to become an unwitting pawn to an unworthy leader. If Lady Jamandi allows, I'll remain in Restov and help mend the wounds this attack has inflicted. But who knows? The road may bring me to the Stolen Lands, but not yet.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
All right, we have 2 teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the Stolen Lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navakta's crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Levitin's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies. I'd like to believe you, but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent, I hope you can forgive me this precaution. While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless. And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golorian!
Sir Tartuccio, I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a vast dungeon.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
You're right. Tartuccio has deceived us. A warrior who bows to a lie, who humiliates herself. There is no glory in this. I shall aid this scoundrel no more.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of his enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat. Yeah!
Valerie, why are you so mean? There's got to be something in this world that you like.
I like it when you stay silent. If there's anything beautiful in this world, it's silence.
You smile rarely, Valerie. What troubles you?
Nothing. I laugh when there is something to laugh about. Right now, I'm busy thinking about how we're going to survive these wild lands.
Oh, my impromptu rival. You are late, as always. A little advice? Never join any races. Speed is just not for you. Don't take me for an idiot. I am not going to tell you anything, even despite the fact that I am going to kill you. By the way, did you know I am going to kill you? Do you mean the performance I put on for the kobolds? Wasn't this an excellent idea? The poor folks did everything I wanted, even started a brawl with their beloved neighbor mites. I did not even need to make any effort to complete my mission. That is why I will always be a step ahead of you and the like.
Without a doubt, Vice does have its advantages. However, in the end, it always, you hear me? Always gets what it rightfully deserves.
But you don't know my mission, and won't ever know because I will never tell you, even for the pleasure of seeing your discouraged face.
We will prevail!
Valerie, your embroidery is always so beautiful. I just can't take my eyes off your designs. Even the patches on your clothes are always special. I could never do anything like that, even with the help of magic.
Oh, it's nothing special. I never mean to do anything ornate. I just need to keep my hands busy sometimes.
Our time has come.
Tubilus Nartropple, at your grace's service. Your help with these kobolds and my almost drowned cart was timely indeed. By the way, it's a shame no one organized a greeting party when such a famous and popular person as myself arrived to your capital. I wasn't expecting a red carpet covered with rose petals, but you could at least have sent ahead some delegation. Oh, at least some of my servants are still alive. Do you know how much it costs to train a proper servant?
Sounds like your servants are nothing but tools to you. Truly, with masters like that, being a servant is not much of an improvement over being a slave.
What's this then? Run along, little girl, the grown-ups are talking.
So, you're not only arrogant, but a boorish swine as well.
Why am I not surprised at all?
Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. People must search for wading fords to cross the rivers because no one had bothered themselves with building bridges, and honest travelers have to take the risk of being attacked by kobolds at any moment. So, how did you say your barony was called? Whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them Maybe Local Baron Will Help. I guess it's a fitting name.
You think too highly of yourself, Sir Gnome. Behave with some dignity while you're on these lands.
Oh, I see. The very spirit of knighthood embodied. So, what do you propose me to do, Sir Knight? Should I lie?
By no means. But you shall not be so blunt. I bid you to express your opinion in a more courteous form.
Your problem, Sir Knight, is that you worry too much about form and appearance. Unsurprisingly so, considering your pretty face. As for me, I worry solely about the content.
Oh, is that so? I would deem it necessary to inform you that...
Please, don't waste your words and time on this buffoon, especially because of me.
I've already told you I visited your capital some time ago. Weren't you listening to me? And I'm used to being greeted by officials when I arrive to settlements of at least some importance. The glory of myself and my exploits usually precedes me, and officials usually prefer to be on good terms with me. Yes, you're right. I should have remembered that your lands are in the middle of nowhere, and you don't get updates on important things in time. My party and I set up camp at the bank of this river. We'd just finished kindling the fire when that purple bastard appeared. You know what he told me? He introduced himself as the King of the Kobolds and told me he needed our clothes because he wanted to dress his subjects properly, you see, as long as they've established the kingdom of their own. That's literally what he said. I wonder, where did he learn the words? Obviously, I told him to buzz off. Some kobold wants to strut around wearing the clothes of the great cartographer Jubilos Nartropple. No way. So I've been explaining my position to him, being rather eloquent too, suggesting he and his so-called kingdom might as well fall into the deepest sinkhole. In the meantime, I've noticed that kobolds have already started to untie my cart. Well, I called my men to keep the cart safe. They couldn't guess what to do on their own, just stood there with their mouths ajar. Then things heated up as the fighting started, and while we were fighting, the ponies dragged the cart to the river. Stupid animals. That was either a stupid and offensive joke or a case of total ignorance. The latter, I hope. I'm famous as a traveler, a cartographer, an alchemist, and a journalist. The students of all the major universities study the world using my maps. My articles for different journals are well known everywhere, from Andorran to Brevoy. You've definitely read some issues of National Alchemy, haven't you? Culinary Almanac of the Inner Sea? Or the most scandalous one, The Independence, describing benefits and drawbacks of governments and regimes in different states. Didn't read any of these. Oh, well, don't answer that. I don't want to spoil my impression of your barony. It's spoiled enough already. It would be hard for me to write at least something positive otherwise. Hold on, wait a moment. There is one thing you can help me with. You see, long ago, there was a dwarven trade route crossing these lands. It connected Five Kings Mountains and the north. The route was so important to the dwarves that they were generous enough to set a number of outposts along it, manned with armed guardians to provide protection for the traders. One of these outposts must be somewhere nearby, lost and completely forsaken, but nothing can avoid the watchful eye of the great cartographer Jubilos Nartropple. I will find this outpost, and I will mark its location on the map. You can trust me on that. Why not? Dwarves like being underground, trolls like being underground too. It's quite possible after dwarves left, their warm and cozy place fell into the hands of less attractive creatures. Well, you proved to be a capable companion in a case of emergency. I guess I can entrust you with covering my back. Let's go. I will...
Choice, sir.
I love to watch your wolf playing. That animal is full of dignity and nobility.
It's just an animal. All an animal knows is loyalty to its pack. The rest is just human invention.
victory!
Amranda Gratior!
Longer! Do you need something? Truth be told, that was the plan. Sometimes I need to be alone. But I don't mind drinking with you, since you found me. Unusual, but I'll get used to it. So, does it change anything? Did my sword arm fall off? Or all my fencing knowledge, did it fell out of my head? Oh no, our beautiful Valerie has stopped being such a beauty. Her wonderful face is ruined. It must mean there's something wrong with her. I have to say, I want to scream at everyone who keeps looking at me with terror and regret. Where has your adoration and veneration gone? Vanished with one swing of a sword. It would be strange to expect anything else from you. You, just like the rest of my admirers, now consider me, how should I put it, damaged goods. Well, where are your compliments now? Do you like this, Valerie? What? But... empty flattery, no doubt. But thank you anyway. I think I've had enough for today. Both wine and honesty. Please don't worry about my ability to serve you. I've vowed to fight shoulder to shoulder with you, and I'll not break it. We're a strange group. More like a handful of outcasts than an army of heroes. Anyway, they say even the first Aldori Sword Lord was an outcast. Are we any worse than him?
Was it that bad at the Order of Shellen?
For some, it was probably quite good. But for me, it was just a waste of time. What they call high art makes me yawn. The only art that interests me is the art of wielding a sword. You're a kind person, Tristan. It must be hard for you to witness all the atrocities that go on around here.
I draw strength from my goddess. If I begin to feel sad, I turn to Sarenrae in my prayers, and she gives me solace.
You're a skilled warrior, but sometimes you seem to forget about the team and fight like you're alone against everybody.
It's all true. Old habits don't easily die. I've fought alone all my life.
Epic pose? I need inspiration.
You don't talk about yourself too much. Where are you from?
Born in Thuvia, but raised in Absalom, a city of hundreds of peoples, hundreds of languages, hundreds of faiths, but too bright and noisy for me.
I've always liked wolves. They are noble predators.
Nobleness was invented by people. Animals are a part of nature. They simply live as they do. You seldom utter a rude word, but your words and actions are often cruel. Why is this?
One doesn't exclude the other. My sword always shines. I can't stand dirt on my armor. But when it comes to battle, I slash without mercy.
Don't you want your name to be glorified through the ages? Without a bard to trumpet your feats, that simply wouldn't happen. But just imagine, noble Valerie, daring protector of the stolen lands.
What is that? The title of a poem? Sounds more like an epitaph. I'm starting to think you're not even going to let me rest in peace. Why did you leave your home? Do any traveling bards ever live happily ever after? Or did you hope to earn your glory, singing songs in taverns?
You don't appreciate your happiness. You've been surrounded by books, paintings, poets, and singers since you were a child. In our village, the only entertainments we had were tavern fights and harvest dance parties. I'd have died of boredom if I stayed there.
You know, Valerie, I don't think you should have abandoned the Order of the Eternal Rose. Paladins of Shellin value beauty over intellect. You would belong there.
I don't like your tone, gnome. I may not be as smart as you, but I can tell a compliment from mockery.
Faraway lands, dangerous places, ancient mysteries, each has its own voice. Some hear that call and seek after it, while others are deaf to it. Of those who go, many perish.
Foolishness. A righteous cause is worth dying for. A thirst for adventures is not.
Just imagine. The poor archer, cursing like a sailor, is trying to tear his quiver out of the kobold's mouth, while the kobold keeps chewing on it. I never knew those lizards had such powerful jaws. We could barely get the kobold off it later, even after it was already dead. That archer never forgave us for ruining his quiver, but it was quite a show. I feel good with you. I can just be myself, not pretend to be a lady and keep the proper distance all the time. I can't remember anyone else it's been so easy with. I do, though. There was someone. Of whom? Of a person in my distant past. His name was Toma. We met when we were clearing the poachers out of the Gronzi forest. Truth be told, the work was thankless. The crown pays the salary, and the locals think you're there to oppress them, so they love to make your life difficult. It's good to have partners nearby, someone who you're sure is on your side. Toma was a mercenary like me, and also from a rich family. A fifth heir who decided not to wait for his luck on the family estate. We understood each other better than the others. Toma never tried to deceive or flatter anyone. He was always direct and honest. Everything was direct and honest between us. We were together for a time, and then, when the circumstances changed, we went our separate ways. But we never regretted what happened between us. Lovers. That's an interesting word. It implies a certain kind of special relationship. If you mean love, no. There was only affection and trust between us. If you mean a physical connection, then yes. I had never imagined such a simple act of pleasure could so easily drive away needless thoughts and anxieties. Sometimes I think about how much you are like Toma. Not in appearance, not at all. I mean that being with you feels so easy. I trust you so much. So, do you want to get out of here? The entire palace is at our disposal. I expect we can find suitable accommodations.
You chose a path of a warrior, and now your sword is always wet with blood. What, do you like killing?
War is no less honorable a trade than any others. It's definitely not worse than drawing, or arranging letters into lines. As for my enemies, I'm not the one who puts weapons in their hands. Like me, they've chosen their own path.
Would be welcome.
May we have a moment of respite?
Well, my crown-bearing brother, welcome to my home. Stuff yourself, drink, be my guest. You've proven yourself in combat as well as affairs of state. Let's see how you do at having fun.
Forgive me for interfering into a conversation between illustrious persons. I just meant to inquire, how is my death sentence in absentia? When I inquired about it the last time, you still couldn't determine on the type of execution, honorable sir.
Aha! Sir Narthropple, of course, I remember. Well, today is a special day, and I think it will be acceptable to decorate it with a symbol of royal mercy. I officially grant you a pardon and cancel your sentence. But you know, between us, I decided on dismemberment. It's no good for kings and queens to stay in our palaces all the time. We need to meet, be friends with one another. It's all about keeping up neighborly relations, you know. So here's the plan. First, the Fishers' Triathlon. Then a boasting contest. And in the evening, the best part, a drunken melee. In the interim, there'll be a buffet, a fair, jugglers, acrobats, all the usual entertainment. And after the melee, I'll announce the winner. And then we'll have a festive banquet and a fireworks show. Then we just drink till morning or find a tent to crawl into. Your own or someone else's, depending on your luck. By the way, a knockout such as yourself will always be welcome in my tent. Just joking. Just a joke. Oh, and one more thing. I'll have to seal your sheath. This is a peaceful celebration, after all, and bullies will be kicked out immediately. It doesn't matter if it's a king who decided to kick up a row or just a shopkeeper. So behave yourself and don't start any fights while you're here. Although I wouldn't mind baring my sword for such a luxurious sheath. Aha! Of course! Such a pretty flower has already been picked, hasn't it? Who knows who will enjoy these plump buds in the future?
I assure you, Your Highness, it won't be you.
Well, I have to go. If you need anything, talk to Nunzio Arpaia. He's my master of ceremonies, so he's responsible for organizing this mess. Have fun.
If you'd remained a paladin, you would have gained many powers. You could heal wounds, banish the undead.
No offense, but the powers a deity grants in return for your service is like a cape your master doesn't need and casts aside for you. I might not be able to claim much, but I owe all my abilities to myself only. No one is going to take them away for disobeying.
You shouldn't reject everything related to beauty and art. You sew very well. You may not be a paladin or Shellan anymore, but why don't you want to simply do what you're good at?
I'm good at fighting, and that's what I do. Everything else I learned at the Order is useless nonsense, and not worth even a moment of my time. What are you thinking about? Your face says you're plotting some trick.
I'm wondering whether I'll have time to make it to the border of the Stolen Lands before Reg notices that I put a stag beetle in his boot.
I welcome you to the house at the edge of time, my darling one.
No need for two-faced hospitality. Toxic intent is no less poisonous when phrased politely.
And yet I welcome you, and would see you among my assistants. Oh, but why use words if I can show you? Your fate was decided before you were born. Yet you chose to go your own way, as I once did. And you can achieve so much more. Look as if you're looking in a mirror. This is what I can make of you. A perfect face, a perfect spirit, a perfect warrior.
I know how much power you have, Lady Nerissa, but do not seek my aid in your war on the Stolen Lands. What perfect spirit would entertain betrayal? I serve the king. There is no price that could buy my loyalty.
Then you'll vanish. Even the most beautiful flowers die. Such is life.
This is what perfection is worth. Her lies could never reach my heart. You must know this better than anyone. Always. I'm waiting for your signal, my king. Together to the end of the world. Remember? Has the imminence of the final battle made you a poet? I hope not. We will come back alive, you and I, and we'll be happy. If I like anything about ballads, it's a good ending. Now, let's see this story through. Every failure, every fallen comrade. But these regrets cannot undermine my spirit. We learn from our mistakes, and harden for times like these. I'll follow you to hell and to the abyss. Lead us, my king.
The king and Valerie stayed together, lovers and companions, bound not only by love, but by common duty. The amazing union underlies dozens of ballads and poems written by delighted subjects and echoed all throughout Aveston. There's more fiction than truth in those poems, of course. Our hero and his beloved keep their relationship well behind closed doors. The only thing kept in the chronicles in the truest detail is the grand royal wedding. Valerie became a worthy and honest ruler, like anyone doubted she would. And while their subjects can't wait for an heir, the beautiful royal couple seems to be in no hurry to continue their lineage.